KUGAN, CASSIUS, IFL TV, MTK Global. We're at the O2 Arena. Delighted to be joined by...
jacket.
Yeah, what do you think?
It looks nice, suitsy. The short one's nice as well. The long one can be a bit too youthish. That's nice.
Thank you for that.
No, it's
Much
nice.
appreciated.
It's nice.
How are you?
I'm alright.
How was
man.
America?
It was alright. Very interesting, man. It was an eye opener. You know, it was an eye opener. It's an eye opener.
Can I be blunt and honest?
Yeah, go on.
Were you out there whoring yourself to everyone?
No, I was holding myself to everyone. Everyone was holding themselves to me. You know, it's good to know your value and know where you're worth and see where the people is approaching you, you know what I mean? And it's good to actually be there underground instead of things going for other people and coming to you, you know. When if someone say ABC to you, it's there and then, but it's not someone say, I said A, it might have been C. No, it's just bang, bang, bang. It's good. It's a very good trip. A lot of things is happening.
What was the main reason? It probably turned out to be a little bit of a different trip when you were out there because you probably...
No, it was...
But what was the main reason for you going out there in the first place? What was the reason?
Watch the fight. Just went to watch the fight.
No, I don't believe that. Come
I
on.
just went to watch the fight.
You went out there to watch Broner and Pacquiao.
Yeah. I wanted to see Pacquiao live.
Why are you lying?
Why am I lying?
Who did you meet with out there?
I didn't meet with no one.
Showtime.
I met with everyone.
Al.
I met with everyone.
You met with everyone?
Met with everyone. Everyone was lining up to meet with me in a row. Met with everyone.
A lot of people picked up on a lot of comments that you made, especially when you were out in America, about you being a free agent. And we've kind of known the deal with you and Matchroom, a fight by fight. We've known that. That's not kind of new information.
Yeah.
But it was kind of put
To the
out.
Americans, it's new.
Yeah, okay. But then
They
it was
didn't
kind
know.
of recycled and put out that I'm a free agent, I can do what I want kind of thing. But
I can.
I know, but you obviously had your
They
last
can.
nine fights with
Loads of
Matchroom.
people thought I was signed to the zone. Loads of people thought I was a DAZN fighter, which I'm not.
Fair enough.
So that just opened up the floodgates, you know. Because people automatically assume that I was with the zone, that I deal with. I was with Matchroom, that I deal with the zone, which I don't. So that just opened up the floodgates and skyrocketed my value a lot.
So, we talked to Eddie now, and he said that you used to have kind of had conversations and.
We only had a
everything's
conversation.
cool.
I called him when I was in America. I said to him, "Relax, man. Why are you panicking? I never told you I was leaving Matchroom." I called him. I said to him, "Relax. You're moving erratic. You need to chill." I said to him, "You need to chill." I never said to him, "I'm not leaving Sky. I'm not leaving Matchroom. I'm just seeing what's what." I spoke to everyone, but you never know. You know, I can't just close all the doors. I keep the doors open because you know things happening. I'm changing. You know, these fights. I need to. You know, I've done everything I need to do to fight for a world title, and let's be honest, I ain't been delivered yet, so I have to look at my other options and see what's what, and that's what I've done.
Have you been approached at any point by Mr. Frank Warren?
There's been a few messages. There's been a few messages from, you know, via a few people and stuff. So yeah.
But you're currently, by the sounds of it, you're not kind of considering those options. You're happy where you are.
I'm considering every option.
Okay.
I'm considering every option. You know, I'm considering every option, but you know, me and Matchroom work good together. We do good business, but you know, this is the business.
Talk to me about that interview you did on TalkSport.
Which one?
The one that you did in the TalkSport studio.
I can't remember.
Okay.
I remember what I had for breakfast yesterday.
You've kind of...
trainers is dead. dead. Them ballers dead.
The offer. And then maybe we know a little bit too much information, or think we know a little bit too much information about purses and offers and etc. But what is coming across from you is that you're bottom line not happy about what's being offered at the moment.
The offer was rubbish. Listen, we've been trying to make the fight from September. We've been trying to make the fight with Joshua from September. They had the date booked from then. They knew what was happening. We had to wait till after the Wilder Fury fight to see if Wilder was going to fight him, if Fury was going to fight him. They knew. We told him we wanted the fight. They made the first approach the 1st of January, or the 14th of January or something. That's rubbish. You can't make a fight at that magnitude at 12 weeks notice. That makes no sense. You know, I want a 20-week drug testing because I'm signed up to the VADA drug testing, clean boxing program. Joshua is not. You know, I would like him to be signed up to that if we're going to have the fight. You know, that's just one of my rules. And every fight I have, I pay my own money to VADA to do the random drug testing. I don't have to. I pay just to get the drug testing done. So I want him to be in the same program, and I want to train properly as well. You can't be away in Dubai training and expect to give me 12 weeks to get ready for a fight, and then you want to underpay me, and then you want the lion's share of the rematch. So imagine you underpay me. That's fine. I accepted the terms, but if I beat you, you want the lion's share and the rematch. What's the point? What fighter's gonna sign that? Imagine I say to you, I'm gonna give you £5 a fight if you beat me, and the fight generate 100 million. I'm gonna give you 2 million or 5 million. It makes no sense. It's nonsense. What am I fighting for? If I just wait, and then I went back to him and said, okay.
What is that the equivalent? What you think you're being offered?
That's not
okay,
it, but it's
right.
an analogy. I went back to them and said, okay, I'll take what you're offering me, but with no rematch. And they said no. And then I said, okay, tell you what, the deal you're giving me now on the first fight, if I beat you, I'll give you the same deal in the rematch. He said no. So that's why the fight's happening.
Am I right in saying that you've had from Matchroom and Eddie 3 offers now?
2 or 3, I think. I think so, yeah.
So the last offer, which Eddie Hearn said was an improvement, and there were figures being put out there.
It is a bit of an improvement, which is really childish and silly of Eddie Hearn to put figures out in the public domain. You don't do business like that, you know. I never discuss the figures that's you know, because I can discuss a lot of things and embarrass a lot of people, but I don't do that because I'm professional.
So where are you with this last offer? The last offer,
The
where
fight's
are you?
happening. Me and Joshua.
Okay.
Listen to me, fans. Me and Joshua will not be fighting April 13th under no circumstance. The fight is dead. It's like the war. It's fighting Miller in America and the zone in June. I go back and look at my interview when I was fighting Cesaro. I already said from back then
Yeah, no,
that
yeah,
the Millers
yeah.
because that was the plan. I heard from a reasonable source that Eddie's in the pressure from the zone to deliver Joshua in America.
Okay.
Because if you look, since he's been in the zone, what's the biggest fight he's made? Rocky Field and Canelo. The zone boss wouldn't be happy with that at all.
But he's also saying that he was quoted as saying that the fight with you and him is close, but not for the April the 13th, but for a future date that could be in the summer or whenever.
I don't know what he's talking about. Him and Miller is agreed. They made Miller an offer. It's basically done. It's done. We knew this from months ago. That was the plan.
Sorry, I keep repeating myself, but the last offer was no good to you. Is that what you're saying? The
No,
last one.
Because I said to them, I'll give you the same terms you're giving me on the last offer. If I beat you, I'll give you the same terms on the rematch. And he said no. He wants the lion's share, the rematch. So what's the point?
When do you believe that you will be in a better position to negotiate this fight again? What will you have to do to
When
be
I
in a better
become mandatory.
position? Yeah, but
But
mandatory
but
for him
listen.
on a mandatory split.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. On the manager split, there's no rematch.
Right, okay.
That's the catch. There's no rematch. So on the manager split, I beat him. There's no rematch. If he wants to fight again, he needs to come to me. Then I will dictate the terms on the splits. But right now, as a voluntary, he's trying to dictate the first purse, and he's trying to dictate the lion's share of the rematch. And I'm saying to him, no, that's not how it works. If I beat you, I should be able to give you the same split you're giving me now in the rematch. And he said no. So
is it looking likely that you will fight April 20th is the date that's been put out?
yeah.
You happy with April the 20th? Is that enough time?
Yep. I started training. I think it's 12 or 13 weeks from now. So yeah, it's enough time for me to get myself into shape and crack on.
The opponents that have been named as potential opponents are...
How do you know this? Who told you this?
Eddie Hearn.
See, Eddie likes talking too much, too quick. That's why these fights don't get made, because you have to agree these fights before you start talking.
Putting out potential names, but we can guess these names anyway,
These guys
Dylan.
will put their prices up, and then these fights won't
But
get
Dylan,
made.
we can probably guess the names anyway.
Yeah, but you guessing them and Eddie and saying them is two different things.
All right, he's putting names out there. Povetkin, Brazil, Ortiz. Correct? One of them?
Whoever won it can have it.
Who do you want out of those 3 then?
I don't care, man. I'll fight anyone.
Would the fight with Brazil be a final eliminator for...
That's the plan. We're trying to get the WBC to agree a few things. If they agree, then that's the fight.
Where are you in the WBO? Like, what's
Number
the situation? Right, so are they calling...
Number 1, baby! Number 1!
No, I am.
No, you're number 2.
What's the situation regarding that? Because...
I don't know what's going on. You have to say that Eddie Hearn is the $1 billion baby, so let's see what he says, man. I have to speak to him. I don't know. He's my promoter. He just needs to deliver for me, innit? You know, obviously I understand he's in a bad situation because he's at me, he's got Joshua, and Joshua's dictating to him, and I'm dictating to him. He works for both of us, so I understand Eddie Hearn is in a bad position. I understand, he needs to deliver, but he needs to fucking deliver, innit? Simple as that. He needs to just deliver. Get rid of the short trousers and then deliver. He says with short trousers on his suit. Why is that? Why is that?
I have no idea.
Well, I don't understand.
What do you make of Wilder's comments to you, saying come on over to PBC?
If you guarantee me a real title, then it's something I'll think about.
So you really are out there kind of playing the field and seeing what's going on?
I ain't playing the field, I'm just seeing
but you're seeing what your options are.
Yeah, listen. What am I going to do? What? Go fight Povetkin in Brazil, RRTs, and if they say to me, if someone come up with a blinded deal and guarantee me a real title shot, I'm going to have to consider it. I'd be an idiot not to consider it.
Has that happened?
You never know. Stay tuned. I know you like the exclusive, but don't
no,
worry.
I'm just asking. I'm just curious about your trip.
When it's time, I'll drop the exclusive on you. I'll drop it.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. How are you?
Are you frustrated?
No. Everything. I'm not frustrated. I knew this was the plan to fight Miller in America, June, from last year. I already knew that. So I was prepared to. That's why I'm not angry. I'm not shouting and kicking and screaming because how can you be angry about something you know is going to happen? You can't be angry. You're an idiot. You can't be angry about what you already knew was going to happen. It makes no sense. I knew already. I got reliable sources. Boxing's a small world. Boxing's a small world.
Is there a possibility you could actually fight in May, or is it April the 20th? And that's kind of when
it could be April 20th, maybe May. Let's see. I don't mind May 4th fight and then go into the Canelo thing. Who knows? Could happen. Let's see what Eddie Hearn says. Eddie. Eddie's like he might just switch it up. Never know. He might switch it up. So let's see.
So, hello mate, all right. Okay, so you've obviously got stuff going on behind the scenes, but it's from this side very unclear about what is going to happen with you, with Joshua, with anyone.
It's a fantastic four. Let's get it on, baby. So what if one of us loses to each other? Let's just fight. We can all fight each other. We can have 4 big fights. It doesn't matter. I fight Wilder, beat him. Wilder can fight Fury again. Fury beats him. The other way around, Joshua fight that person beat that person beat this person. Then that's like we can all fight each other. That's like 8 fights. We can all fight each other, and people won't complain. If I fight someone and beat them, or they fight me and beat me, or whatever, and then I fight the other person and beat them, people won't complain. People just want to see good fights. The 4 best fighters in the world fight each other, not some flipping Usyk and all this nonsense. What is that? Let's let the 4 best fighters fight each other. So what? If you lose, so what? If you fight good fighters, you will lose at some point. If you fight good fighters, you will get knocked down at some point. You will get hurt. That's just how it is. If you fight good fighters...
I've just done half hour even all. So,
is it? Yeah, exactly.
Okay. When do you ideally want to be able to announce your next fight?
Next week, hopefully, or this week. But it's all about Eddie. Eddie's the man, and obviously Eddie. He says whatever. Obviously, I ain't got the dates with Sky, so how you doing, bruv? I ain't got the dates with Sky. How you doing, bruv? Nice one. I ain't got Eddie's one to control all the dates and the pay-per-view dates, innit? So let's see. Let's see, man.
You're saying that this April the 13th is dead. Do you believe that a fight with you and Anthony Joshua will happen at some point this year in the second part of the year, maybe?
Well, if I stay undefeated and he stays undefeated, then let's see. Miller might trip and fall on him and break his back, and he might lose it by DQ or something or whatever. If he hits Miller come forward and he hits him, and Miller all that 400-pound momentum fall on him, he might get killed. Never know.
That's a bit strong.
No, that's a lot of weight, bro. Imagine that on top of you. That's a madness. That's a madness, bro. If that fall on top of you, I would not want to be under that. If he trips, imagine he clips him. Sometimes fighters get clipped and they run into each other. Jesus Christ. They best reinforce the ring ropes with steel. That guy is a mess. He's a mess. He's a mess and reinforce the floorboarding with the iron, boy. I don't know. Listen, he might just break the floor. He is fucking.
Oh, hello. Come here. Come here.
Great timing.
Great timing.
You know, he was hiding around
Hiding around the corner. Hello.
What?
Congrats,
How are
man.
you? Well done, Felix.
Well done.
Congratulations.
Good performance.
Oh, we were just talking about you.
Were you? Was it
Yeah.
good or what? Was it
I think Dylan's words were, Eddie's got to fucking deliver.
Yeah, I've delivered this whole career. So, in fact, they should call me the fucking postman, to be
We
honest
need
with
the jewel, son. We need the
you. Don't
jewel.
worry about that.
Gotta deliver.
I deliver. And you've delivered because
Yeah, we both
we've gone
delivered
from
to a certain
6
degree.
rounds off TV to headlining here on pay-per-view. So it's gone rather well. But we've got to keep the momentum. And, you know, I said in an interview yesterday, I admire Dillian because he backs himself. He does back himself. And the next fight he's in, the fights that we're talking about are very difficult fights. But he's prepared to be in them. They're all dangerous fights. And everything, you're always gambling in this division up at that level. You know, Parker, Chisora, whether it's Brazil, whether it's Povetkin, these are proper tough fights. So we're going to get a date in the diary, hopefully announced in the next week.
He was
And then-
asking about May, not April.
Yeah, I think, I mean, he's on pay-per-view. So depending on what pay-per-views are happening when, you want 4 or 5 weeks between them. So
Is 20th your first option?
probably, I think it's a perfect pay-per-view date. But obviously, we've got to get the right fight, we've got to build the right card. And you know, Dillian and his team have been involved in doing that consistently in the last 2 fights. So we've already been talking about fights for the undercard. We've probably got 3 or 4 crackers that would fill up this place along with him. So, but April 20 is 11 weeks, something like that. 12
So you've
weeks.
got to get cracking with that if you're
Yeah,
gonna-
we want to get him up and running in the next, week, 10 days. So Dillian, I think, is probably ticking over now. But obviously, he needs an opponent because he's not just going to go into camp.
But you mentioned some opponents potentially that you're looking at.
Yeah.
Brazil, Ortiz,
Brazil, Ortiz,
Povetkin.
Povetkin. These
Will
are
it be
great.
one of those 3?
I believe so. I mean, look, in an ideal world, we like Brazil because it puts him WBC mandatory for the winner of Fury against
Are you
Wilder.
negotiating currently with?
We've had
Brazil?
some chats. Yeah, we've had some chats, and there'll be offers to Brazil, and there has been. So it's just whether Brazil wants a fight like that when he might just say, "I'll sit tight," but he ain't willing to sit tight because he could sit tight.
And but what would we be waiting for?
He'd be waiting for a possible WBO mandatory. He'd be waiting for a WBC
When is that due?
situation. September.
Right, so that's a
So
bit of a
after
wait.
his next fight, yeah, but it'll be called before then. That's when it's got to take place. So, but I don't think he's never wanted to wait around. He's never. Every time Dillian Whyte fights, him and his team phone me literally the week after for a meeting to discuss the next one. It's not like, oh, I've just had a pay-per-view fight. Give me a couple of months. I'm going to go and swan around. He wants to
I
fight.
love fighting, man. I love fighting. I want to
So-
give back to the fans. They support me, so you know.
Listen, we spoke about this already, but he was out in America and a lot was made out of him being a free agent, talking to other people, allegedly, but wasn't ever a concern of yours.
No, he phoned me up and
Look at it, say
I had to tell him off. And, obviously he backed down
I
and he
just say
shit
to him,
himself
Eddie,
a bit.
I
But,
said to him,
I understand
Eddie,
that.
Put
And,
your trousers up and act like a man. Stop acting like a little girl. I'm not leaving you.
he
I'm just seeing the options because he didn't want to give me his own money. So
I think
I had
it
to
was
go out
more a
there.
situation of his US TV partner, perhaps, rather than necessarily promotional deals. Yeah, I'd like to think so, but you know, I said in the interviews, if someone don't like me and they don't want to work with me, they ain't going to work with me. I feel as though we've both done a great job for
But
each
this
other.
has worked well, isn't it?
It has worked very well. No, it has worked well. But just because it's worked well in the past doesn't mean that you just presume that it's going to continue to work well. So he will continue to put the pressure on me, as he always does, to deliver. And as I said earlier, I will continue to deliver. So, you know.
we do great business. Once the
do
once the
great
wheels
business.
is rolling, it's great. But sometimes it's getting the wheels rolling is the problem.
He's very
That's all.
intense. He's very intense.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
not what she said.
Oh, you got
You've
your
always
dad.
got to throw
You
something
got your
in.
dad with it earlier on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got your dad with it. Ideally, next week you want his situation done and dusted.
Yeah, I think. Well, we want to know the date and we want to know the venue, and then we start working on. I mean, we're already working on opponents, so you know, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Obviously, he said April 13th is dead.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
think
look, we
can
did
say
talk
that.
the other day at a meeting about whether it was worth continuing talks for that fight in May or June. And obviously, the only way that would happen in Dillian's mind is if the offer was improved. So whether that happens or not, I think right now, I'm thinking about how we make sure that he can fight, he's got a date. If the Joshua fight doesn't happen, which at the moment doesn't look like it's going to, next, then he's got to be in a big fight, because he's not going to miss that fight and then come out and fight a 10-rounder somewhere. He wants the headline here on Box Office, and that's what he'll do if he's not fighting Joshua. That's what he's done the last 2 fights.
Can you see a situation where he will fight Anthony Joshua in the back end of 2019?
Yeah, I think look, Dillian's, what I said in interviews yesterday, he's backing himself to be one of those guys, Wilder, Fury. And when you look at the division, commercially, there is 4 guys. Wilder, Fury, Dillian Whyte and AJ. They're the 4 biggest heavyweights in the world. So he wants to be on the same level in terms of commercial value as Wilder and Fury and all those guys. And if he keeps winning, he will be. So that's what he's backing himself to do. It is a dangerous game, and I think the fans will admire that, because he's rolling the dice every time
He's
he goes
taking a
in.
risk every time.
He is,
obviously,
but that's exciting, isn't it? I mean, that's what you want. But at the same time, I want to deliver him a shot at the world title. So part of my job is to do that, and the other job is to keep him busy, keep him active, keep him earning money, and keep him pushing him, not just active and earning money, but actually with a plan. Because it's very hard. It's not like, you've got all these other heavyweights out there. None of, like, you look at the top 10, how many of them are actually going to get shots at the world title? None of them. I mean, Konaki, Hrgovic, like Trevor Bryan, like anyone in the top 10, Joe Joyce, how are they going to manoeuvre into a shot? I can't see it for years and years and years. So, great being active, great earning money, but ultimately he wants to be world heavyweight champion. So.
One more thing. The rematch you were talking about in the clause with obviously negotiations. Can you just repeat what you actually said regarding that?
I said the first offer they wanted the lion's share in the rematch, and I said no. And then the second offer, I said okay, I'll accept the terms, but with no rematch. And then the third offer, I said I'll give you the same deal you're giving me in the first fight and the rematch. And then I haven't heard anything.
We had a meeting on Monday, and we talked about actually the offer you're talking about is the deal with no rematch. That was discussed on Monday. But anyway, look, I mean, it's very standard, and Dillian would ask for exactly the same thing in a voluntary defence. He knows that as well.
No, not really. No. When this was a fight, I didn't. Be honest, and this is
there was
fight.
a rematch clause.
Yeah, but I said to Cesaro, if you beat me, I'll give you the same split I'll give you now, and the rematch, I'll reverse it.
It was a slightly different split.
Yeah, but that's what I am though.
But anyway, look,
I'll do that.
you wouldn't go into a fight in a voluntary defence without you. You wouldn't. I wouldn't let you.
I did with Cesaro.
Yeah, but it's a different.
You
not at
forced me
world
to do that
championship
to
level.
Cesaro.
No, you had a rematch clause with Cesaro.
Yeah, but you forced me to give Cesaro the same split.
Yeah, but you had the rematch clause. If you were world heavyweight champion having a voluntary defence, trust me, you would have a rematch clause. It's just standard. It's industry standard. So the fact is, in my opinion, your perception was that offer wasn't good enough.
Okay, can I just say something? If I go in and I beat him, is it fair for him to get the lion's share in the rematch?
Well, I think.
No, just
50. I believe it was a 50-50 split in the rematch.
Listen. No, that's way after we've been arguing.
But that was the offer. It was 50-50.
Just a simple question. Do you think it's fair? I go in. I knock him out.
But the argument is on the same side is you've been given a shot by Josh, right, in a voluntary defence.
That's fine.
So he's saying no problem, this is a rematch clause. On the 50-50 split,
the
money
is... That wasn't the offer that was made in the first go.
But that's what it was.
Even you yourself said you told Joshua that offer is not acceptable.
But 50-50 was where we got to. We didn't really negotiate, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but we done that when the fight's like 11, 12 weeks away. Like, that's not going to... if you look what's serious, I'm not even trying to argue because we've had enough argument the last couple of weeks anyway. If you guys are serious, you come and give me something that's acceptable. I know the business. I know the numbers. I know the business. I know the numbers. So you should have said. You got to think about. You just said to him, Joshua, listen. We're 12 weeks out from the fight. Offer him something substantial for him to take the fight. With no point fucking about backward and forward.
You got to think about, like, look at Deontay Wilder. He got $3 million
But he
to
offered
defend
Joshua,
his
he offered
title.
Joshua 50 million.
I mean,
Joshua
he
didn't take
bullshit.
it.
He sent an email personally.
Listen, I've been out in America,
Yeah,
and
but it
I
doesn't
know
matter.
from
You
real
could look into
source
other
that.
ball- when I ask for a contract, they don't send it. So what are you supposed to do? But anyway, that's irrelevant. What I'm saying to you is that he got $3 million to fight Ortiz. Defend his WBC world title.
I've seen that the money was there.
What,
with
you
my
saw
eyes.
it what, piled up?
No, not piled up.
Mate, I'm
Don't-
telling you,
come on,
we
don't
never
be
got to
silly.
whether the money was there. We just asked for a contract. Listen, you see from Wilder's comments today, he ain't fucked. He ain't bothered. I got 2 years, so I got to fight Joshua.
Espinosa said the door was there.
Yeah, but what do you mean he showed
Listen,
you
I'm not
the door was
promoting
there?
it. I'm
He
not
showed you the
getting
bank
involved in
account.
all of that. Listen,
No, but you
listen,
don't have to.
I know you're Team AJ firstly.
I'm not,
I understand
but listen,
that. I
AJ is
understand
the
that.
biggest star in
Yeah, I understand
boxing.
that. Your team
You
is
are
your
very
firstly.
important to us, and
I
we've done a great
understand
job for you.
that.
And I want you to
understand
fight him.
I understand
want you
that.
to fight
I
him.
understand that. I understand that.
I want you to fight him.
That's all right.
And there's Richard Reckford. He might, he might be the
Hello, mate. All right. I almost forgot I was even
golden.
here.
It's golden. This is going to do
I know,
fucking
listen.
hundreds of thousands.
One more question.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean,
If he was to get himself in a mandatory spot with a
There's
WBO,
no rematch, baby. No
right, what's the
rematch.
split on that?
20%.
But there's no rematch.
For 20%.
There's no rematch.
Okay.
There's none. So I can negotiate the terms. Then I can say to Eddie, F you and AJ and give you like 10% in the rematch.
Yeah, but look, even 50, you make.
There's no rematch.
Yeah, but you'd make 15
There's no
million
rematch.
pounds
I
in a
can
rematch
sit.
at
I can sit
50-50.
down. I can sit down listen in Eddie Hearn's office. I can sit in Eddie Hearn's office and say, listen, Eddie, I'll give you and Joshua 20% in the rematch. And then Joshua wouldn't fight me in the rematch. You'd be like, nah.
No, but anyway.
It's all good.
It's all good. It's all
It's
good.
interesting.
It's
In
interesting.
Edwards, all right.
When
Like I
he
said,
calls
in
me
America,
Edward,
I
know
called
things are
him.
good.
I called him in America. I said, mate, it's all right. I'm not leaving you, sweetheart. You're okay. We
He
just,
was-
I'm
he
just,
was-
I'm
he
just
was-
seeing what's
He
what.
was.
It's made things very interesting.
I'm not saying he was begging, but do you know what I mean? He was worried because he saw an interview where I was a bit
He was
pissed off.
crying. He was
so
crying.
Dylan
He
phoned
went-
me up
he
and said,
went-
"Ed, I just want to say it's
he
all
went-
for
he
show.
went- he went-
Please don't kick
Hey,
me out of the
he-
team. I need those pay-per-view slots. Keep playing
Hey,
those millions
he
of
went-
pounds.
he went-
Oh, Eddie,
hey,
don't do it to
hey,
me.
he went-
Please. I was only joking. I didn't have any meetings at all.
Alright, I let him shout because he likes being a little girl.
I'm going. I'm
Now,
going.
I'll be
Thank you,
professional
Eddie.
about it. I'll
I'm
be
going.
professional about it.
Goodbye.
I called him, he
Goodbye.
was
I love
crying.
you. I love you.
He was
I love
crying. You see? He was crying. He was
Dillian.
a...
It's a Dillian Whyte fan. He wants a photo with me.
No. Listen, Eddie was crying, you know what I mean? Listen, at the end of the day, he knows I'm very important to the team and to Sky. I've built myself to get there, between me, Sky and Matchroom, we've all built to get there. I'm very important. Joshua goes to the zone, what's going to happen to Sky? Boom. There's no other pay-per-views there apart from me and Joshua, and there's no one who'll be ready in the next 2 or 3 years. And Khan's gone to ESPN.
Any chance of Wembley?
Nope.
Really? Done. Serious?
Yeah.
Dylan, thank you very much for your time. That's one of the most fascinating videos I've ever done in my life.
Cheers, thank you.
It's good to get it out in the open.
You're entitled to it. Believe me, yes.
I'm trying.
1,000,000%.
I'm trying, man.
Thank you for your time.
Cheers.
And hopefully we'll get some
IFL
news next
TV
week.
signing out. Respect.
He's
Not joking. Not joking.
come back.
I've got to whisper something to him.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll talk about it.
Cheers.
What do you whisper?
He told me what to have sex with him later.
Subscribe
said
to
no.
Dylan Whyte's YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'm putting up some new videos. I haven't done any for the last couple of days because I've been busy with a few things, but something's coming.
All right.
Something's coming.
That's what she said.
Boom!
Thank you.